what is trending counts. Today in studio, we will be discussing about the current political wrangles in the country. What really is the fate of OKA? So join me as we get the answers to these questions. And today in studio, we'll be having several guests. Feel free to talk to us through our social media platforms at Inside Kenya Show. My name is Jeff Mwendo. Welcome back. We have in studio with us guests who are going to introduce themselves, starting from the far right.
My name is Hassan Mukhtar. I'm a media personality.
Yeah, my name is Enrico Ezekiel, a journalist.
Considering the current mood in the country, we have seen that there's been a lot of political wrangles between OKA and AZIMO La Umoja. Mr. Hassan, I would like you to tell us, what really does OKA stand to gain in case it decides to join AZIMO La Umoja?
In OKA, currently we have a big high tension concern about in the future faith. And for me, when I saw the way they are messing up and playing their political grounds, I think they have no much future unless they form coalition, either AZIMO or Kenya Kwanza, so that they gain popularity and so that they can have a future which they can step up their political aspirations.
Now we have seen OKA principal Kalonzo Musyoka has dismissed joining Kenya Kwanza time and time again. Do you really think that this time it's going to be different, Mr. Enrico?
To Kalonzo, Kalonzo is sometimes he is a leader, but he has not that capacity to influence people because he has failed time and again. He has not been able to convince people that this is my stand from the first run to the final. So to Kalonzo, maybe even joining AZIMO, it is so funny because for him now, even to get that position of running mate, it becomes a headache because already AZIMO has been preparing for themselves for this election, and they know you cannot really ignore the fact that the Mount Kenya region has a lot when it comes to counts for the running. Yeah.
I think we all know that OKA principal Kalonzo Musyoka has not made it official what party is going to join or where he's going to be specifically. Do you really think that he can join the Kenya Kwanza Alliance?
To make it more clear, on the last NDC of Jubilee Party, Kalonzo made it clear that they are willing to partner with people who have the same agenda with them, and so interestingly, he's saying that they are willing to join AZIMO because they share common goals, and so I believe he is willing to join AZIMO, but on some kind of conditions. Yeah.
Now we have seen that the Kenya Kwanza, they are really trying to usher OKA principal Kalonzo Musyoka to their party. What do you think? What would they give him in case he would want to join that party? Do you think they would make him a flag bearer or a deputy flag bearer, Mr. Hassan?
Kalonzo joining Kenya Kwanza, it will be a great position for that political party because Kalonzo has a huge supporter and he has his own ideas. For me, if he joins, I think for him to be a contender with to join them, they have to give a big position so that they can restore his belief in that political party.
Well, considering the current, Kalonzo Musyoka has been a deputy, he has been a vice president, and now you know that he has massive influence in the eastern part of the country. But does one really need him to become president, Mr. Enrico?
To say that, politics do change, especially in times. The position Kalonzo and maybe 10 years to the line to now, it is so much different. Because you can see in his region, that is Ukambani, there is these great men and have much influence. That is Charity Gilo, the governor for Kitui, the governor for Makueni, Kivuda Kibwana, and Machakos governor, that is Alfred Mutua. And many times we have seen them getting out to the public, campaigning and championing that even without Kalonzo Musyoka, they are able to make a government. So I believe, let not stick on the fables that he has influence as he end maybe 8 years down the line. So there is so much changes, and if really we can say, not that really that one needs him for him to be a president, but also he counts. Yeah, he counts a lot.
Well, considering the current political tensions in the country and the way we have seen things happen in the past, Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka came out and said that they had an agreement with AZIMO La Umoja flag bearer Raila Odinga, and that Raila needs to uphold that agreement. Do you think, Mr. Hassan, that this time around Kalonzo can trust Raila Odinga?
As Kalonzo said that there was an agreement, I think that agreement was not being noted down because the AZIMO La Umoja presidential candidate Raila Amolo Odinga said that it was, it was not, that was not much noted, that one. Kalonzo and Raila, they had an agreement that was, according to Kalonzo, he said that in 2022, Kalonzo will be the flag bearer of ODM, according to him. But for me, I can see that there was no much agreement between these two people. What made them to have Kalonzo as a flag bearer of ODM in this election 2022? I think there was no much agreement. That's what made. And he has no much pain unless he either joined AZIMO La Umoja or Kenya Kwanza, so they can have a future pride. We know he has a huge influence, being his supporters saying that they had to follow his own principles. But when we compare the current tension of political parties in Kenya, those who are having a much influence is AZIMO La Umoja and UDA. The rest, they can form a coalition to these two.
Currently, what do you think would really convince Kalonzo Musyoka to join the AZIMO La Umoja brigade, Mr. Hassan? What kind of agreement do you think that he really wants? We have seen that we were really anticipating for them to begin doing rallies together, and we saw that Kalonzo Musyoka did not join the rallies, especially in Nakuru and Molo. So what kind of agreement do you think he needs from AZIMO La Umoja in order to motivate him to join the team even in the political rallies?
The Kalonzo, what motivated him to join is they can have sign an agreement with him saying that maybe the coming election, which is 2027, they will be the flag bearer of this party. But at this moment, I think he has to have an agreement with one of those teams. But that's what I suggest.
Considering his influence, the influence of Kalonzo Musyoka, do you think right now in 2022 he is really fit to stand as a presidential flag bearer of a major party or a deputy flag bearer, Mr. Enrico?
To Kalonzo, now may be too late for him, because it is just other day or maybe a few days, like a month or 1 month and a half, that he has just stood out and saying that I will be in ballot 2022. And by now it is somehow late, because we have seen somebody like Raila Odinga, somebody like William Ruto, who came very early and saying, I will be in the ballot. And they began their journey to prepare. Because to tell people that you will be on ballot, you need to engage them. You need to mobilize them. You need to get to their position or to the ground. Because it is not just the same in a big hotel that I will be running for this seat. It means you get out to the public, engage them. So for me, Kalonzo now it does not really satisfy when he says that he will be on ballot. And maybe for OKA, yeah, we can say he will be the best or the suitable presidential candidate because for his past political history and even a bit of the current one, he is the one with political muscles more than any other in OKA.
You know, so are you trying to dismiss the other principles?
Not to dismiss them.
You know, there was a time, for example, when Musalia Mudavadi and Wetangula, they were in OKA, they said that they were not really sure yet who was going to be their flag bearer or who was going to be ahead. So, so are we trying to say that the other ones cannot equal to Kalonzo Musyoka?
The fact is that, you know, Kalonzo Musyoka has been involved in national politics there before, more than Cyrus Jirongo, more than this man Gideon Moi, more than even the Martha Karua. So he has a lot of experience when it comes to national politics, more than any other. So I think it will be best for them, for the OKA, to tell Kalonzo leaders maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Now we saw for the past 1 week the Deputy President William Ruto has been outside the country for a 10-day trip to the UK and the US. What do you really think this trip means to the Kenya Kwanza Alliance, Mr. Hassan?
For me, William Ruto, you know, he has declared will be having some 10 days free out of the country. He was having a discussion with some American political players. So for me, in William Ruto, he went there. Maybe he's seeking some advice from those people who are Western, who are much advanced than Africans, we can see. So for him to there, maybe after doing his own research and his own views, for him to be there, I think they have no. I think they have their own principles. For him, since they discussed that they have to come up with their own personal who will be having their presidential flag bearer for this coming election. I think will not have a much influence for William Ruto journey to that place.
Can we really dismiss the William Ruto trip to the UK and US, where he has met diaspora, the diaspora who are there, where he has met several officials? We saw him we saw him go to meet several US government officials. Like he met a governor where they discussed about agriculture and trying to improve agriculture in the country. So, Mr. Enrico, can we really dismiss this UK and US tour of DP Ruto?
To me, I can say that for William Ruto being in United States of America, it is an opportunity for him maybe to rebrand his name. You know, we have not seen him get to international countries or outside countries so much, especially on merits of politics and governance. Therefore, for him to be in that place, I think gives him chance even to express his intentions and opinion on his future career, even as he is on the ballot for presidency. And on that also, Deputy President is trying to make sure that he engages the diaspora, because even their votes counts. And I believe is one of his tactics in politics to be that person to engage people early, even before other competitors come along, that he have already informed them what is their aim, what is maybe future and plan. And it is good in politics to sell your ideas early as possible, so that you can maybe mobilize them to work with it.
We are going to take a short break and we'll be right back to know what really could be these other parties that are the 21 parties that are threatening to join the Kenya Kwanza Alliance. Welcome back, dear viewer. Now, considering the current political mood in the country, we have seen that Uhuru has openly endorsed Raila Odinga to be the next president. What really do you think this will mean to his legacy, Mr. Hassan?
You know, Uhuru, he has only one thought, like we as civilians. You know, having a passion, a view to support someone is just your personal right to share what you support. And for him choosing Raila, for me, is the right position, because Raila, he has several past experience, because he was the government more than 20 years. He was once a prime minister during our former president, Honorable Mwai Kibaki. So I think he will be a great legacy, because after, in case Raila wins to be a president of Republic of Kenya in 2022, this election coming, he will have a legacy, because saying that he has chosen a great person that can lead the society. He knows what is bad, what is right for society. And AZIMO LA UMOJA, when we check their principles or their objective, they say that they will have a sustainable economy. That means they are appealing the youth, giving them some initiative programs which will help for them to sustain their daily life. I think it will be a great legacy for president to choose Raila in case he wins for a presidency, for to be a president our country.
Now, what happens in the case where a president has openly endorsed someone to run for president and then that person loses, Mr. Enrico?
It is very, very dangerous scenario, especially to one who is exiting the office of president, because if really the president fails to endorse, or like it was with Moi, that is the year 2002, and it's trying to endorse the same president who is trying now to endorse Raila, and we know he failed, and the legacy that he thought he could have been extended, it did not work. So even to now, it's not something strange if he fails. The only thing that president should balance is that his legacy should be separate from his democratic opinion, because we know he is a Kenyan and he has a reason and he has a right to make his personal decision as a Kenyan, to say I like this because of, but to associate a just political view with his legacy, I think it will mess it up, because currently there is no much delivering of services to Kenyans, because yeye mwenyewe alisema ni kipindi ya siasa. So if really gets into politics, then there will be derailed governance and maybe services to Kenyans. So I believe it should always be firm to his legacy, not on so much political drama.
Do you think he's on the right side of history by supporting Raila Odinga publicly?
Somehow he has not done the wise decision, because to the former president, that is Mwai Kibaki, he did it somehow in a behind the scene. No one knew that he was supporting Uhuru Kenyatta, but he did it. But only his machineries that could just tell you or signal to you in a very simple way that Mwai Kibaki is on favor to Uhuru Kenyatta. So I think that could be the best. And remember, the legacy of Mwai Kibaki is renowned even to now, because indeed that political transition in a very quiet manner, and that is what we need. But with what is happening, I think we will get to very dangerous situation where now you will get Uhuru is now out in the public with emotions, because now he has made it known to Kenyans that this is what I want.
Yes. Okay. Now we all know that the Moses Kuria, the chama cha Kazi party leader, has been saying that he's in the Kenya Kwanza Alliance. He then again looked like he was in the AZIMO LA UMOJA, but recently he made it clear that he's going to join the Kenya Kwanza Alliance with 21 other parties. Do you really think this will be of much significance to the Kenya Kwanza party?
For me, it will not have a much significance for Kenya Kwanza because they will be still having some challenges, obstacles for them to be choose their own person and them to influence the society, because the society currently, what is dominating the two parties, that's AZIMO La Umoja and UDA. So they will not have much influence. I think his suggestion is just a personal interest for him to have so much supporters to secure his next political aspirations in the seat that he was fired.
Okay, Mr. Enrico, do you think it will have a big significance?
Considering the political bill that was passed last month, that is on February, about coalition formations and alliances, I believe it counts. It may be very small. It may be those called tribal political parties, but they count a lot because remember, these are political parties which are for Kenyans. So there are Kenyans who are in the part of these political parties. So they will count, even if not to affect so much. But we say, even if it is more like what? Impact is felt. Impact is felt. So I believe it will affect, even if they say to join AZIMO. Remember, they will affect. And the main goal, I remember, for this political bill that was passed, which had so much controversial issues in Parliament, but there was people were against it, and after it was passed and ascended by the president, you can remember that even the Kenya Kwanza team, they said, now even us, we need this bill.
Yeah.
Not to favor just AZIMO, even us we need it, because we need to consolidate all those political parties. We march together, we form the government. So I believe it counts a lot. It counts a lot, really.
So we cannot dismiss the Chama Cha Kazi party.
Yeah, we cannot dismiss them, because even if it will influence like 50 men, 50,000 people, 20,000, it is so important. Remember, even Mr. President Kenyatta, the other day, he was saying while he was in Mombasa, I have one vote, but my vote counts. Also, remember, these small political parties within the region, they count a lot because they have influence at their grassroots. Yeah.
Now, you know, recently Moses Kuria, he said that he's going to vie for the governor of Kiambu. Do you really think he stands a chance to win now that he's going to be competing with guys like Senator Wamatangi of Kiambu? He's also going to be competing with William Kabogo. Do you think that he stands a chance to win, Mr. Hassan?
He will not have. I think he will not have much influence, or he will not have a chance to win this, because we saw that Moses Kuria, he has several controversial ideas when it comes to politics. All the time he says like, I think he will not have a much influence, or he will not have a chance to secure. It might be possible for him to win that position, but he does not have a chance.
Mr. Nico, can we dismiss Moses Kuria? We have seen that he has managed to mobilize people in Kiambu. We have seen that he has influence. Everyone who wants to be president is trying to win his support. What do you think that he can be able to offer competition to guys who have been there like William Kabogo and Senator Wamatangi?
To Kiambu political titanics, what I can say is that it will be like, for men, somebody like William Kabogo, the former Kiambu County governor. It will also involve, we have seen even Waititu is trying to get up. But you know, our Kenyan politics sometimes is based on your popularity. And we know Kuria is a known guy all over the country. And also somebody like Kabogo is known. So it will be a strong voice, even strong position maybe for those people who are contesting. I believe he can mobilize you can mobilize those people maybe to what you want to achieve, and he has a chance also. We cannot underestimate him, but you should know that the political game for Kiambu is not the political game for Gatundu South. Gatundu South, he was just running off, and everybody, actually I think he is one of the people who had smooth time in political life, maybe because he had no competitor. No one could challenge him so much, and maybe the hand of the president and other prominent leaders. So to Kiambu, he have to up its game, because this is a serious political contest now.
So thank you so much, guests. I think that's where we will finish our conversation today. Thank you so much for being with us in studio. So maybe you could give us one last word as we conclude the show, starting with Mr. Hassan.
Our dear viewers, I would like to encourage you to choose someone who will help the country. You know, we as citizens, we need to focus who will help us. Your votes counts and your suggestion matters. Choose the right person so that we will have a future bright. We will bring a development, citizens together as the country, so that we can have we can step to the next step for the country, so that we will be a better position in the coming days after the election. An election has two sides. Whether you win or lose, we have to maintain the peace and the integrity of the country.
Thank you so much. Enrico?
My fellow Kenyans, this is my one for you. I will quote just the one from former United States, the late Franklin Kennedy. He said, "Don't ask what we can do, or don't ask the government what to do for you, but ask what can we do for the government." Don't sit up, Kenyans. Let's work. Let's commit ourselves to build country, not to wait for country to build for us.
Thank you, viewer, for keeping it Inside Kenya show, where what is trending counts. We will be back next week for another episode. Thank you so much.